What's up, everybody? I am back. It's Monday. I have my coffee, as always. And today, I'm going to do a video that I've heard of, but never seen. It's by FELDMAN. The song is called ASCENSION MILLENIUM. I've heard about this from various celebrities. Not personally. I've heard it mentioned. And I know the reputation this song has, but I'm going to try and take a serious look at it, right? Try and find what's good about it. Try and find what I like. I'm trying to be fair, all right? Before we get into it, a couple things. As always, please remember I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. This is just something I do for fun. So please don't ding me on not getting into theory. Okay, that's not really what I do here. And don't be a dick. You know, I try to be thoughtful. To be perfectly upfront, this is a song that has been goofed on many times. I don't know the song. I haven't seen the video. I'm going to try and be thoughtful about this. And I would just ask that we keep that same energy in the comments, please. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. This is Ascension Millennium by FELDMAN. It's Sean Astin. That is an inhaler. Oh, that goatee is rough. Okay, so I've got a few thoughts about this one. First of all, it is a funny video. I don't know how much of it is on purpose. Some of it certainly is. Right? I mean, when he gets the pancake from the chef, like he knows that's funny, right? He gives a little smile when he takes it. His voice is really back in the mix, right? And understandably so. Corey, for his many qualities, does not have the vocals of, a Patrick Stump or a Johnny Craig or Vic Fuentes, these, or Gerard, even like non-traditional vocals. That's not him. I would say, frankly, he could do fine if he went into hardcore or something that involved a lot more shouty, aggressive lyrics that don't quite require as much tone control. They were auto-tuning the hell out of this, and some of it's for effect. I mean, clearly some of it is so that you can tell there's auto-tune. Some of it isn't. And that's a bummer. It's a bummer that they're mixing him so back. But, it's probably to protect his ego a little bit. The video itself, it's interesting, right? It's supposed to be sort of this day in the life of Corey Feldman. And isn't it cool and amazing? But I think, truthfully, if you take a step back, that would be a miserable life. Waking up with a beautiful woman, not a bad thing, I would say. But the idea that, like, everybody is at your house, hanging out at the pool, getting drunk, whatever, whether or not you're there, that's a bummer. Corey Feldman, I mean, I didn't grow up really watching the 80s movies that he was in, but he was a big deal. He was a huge child actor, and he got really abused, and it has clearly affected his life, and that's sad. And so now this vision that he's giving us is, I wake up with a beautiful woman, I get dressed, there's beautiful women in all the rooms in my house, mansion, house. I go downstairs, Sean Astin's there, I dress like Michael Jackson. I go outside, there's a whole full-blown pool party. Everybody's drinking, having a good time. I just sort of show up and circle and leave. And then I go, and there's a rave where we're all doing Michael Jackson dancing. And then I go to my chef and he makes me eggs and pancakes. And then I go and I think he sits down and watches TV for a second. And then I go back upstairs to my home studio where my band is looking very engaged. And I don't know. I mean, the famous scene that I was told about is the shower scene, right? Where he's showering, but there's no water running. And that's true. It is kind of funny. It's also full props. This is a one-shot video. It's pretty cool. As far as I know, it's one shot. It certainly is meant to feel like one shot. If they are cutting, like if they're cutting on camera spins when it goes dark, I don't know. I don't know if there are multiple cuts, but it's shot as if it's one take. So you can't really have water going. You got to suspend your disbelief a little bit. And I'm fine with that. It is a little silly, but in the grand scheme of the video, I'm willing to accept it. It just, it just feels like a guy who really wants people to like him, wants people to think he's special and important and clever and creative and all this stuff. And the people around him are not, they're not there for him, right? They're there for what he can provide. They're there for the access. They're there for the pool. They're there for the drugs or the alcohol or whatever. And I'm sure he knows it, which is really sad, right? Maybe Sean Astin, from everything I have seen and heard about Sean Astin, he seems to be like a decent guy, a guy who is thoughtful. And I mean, he and Corey, I think they were child actors together. So maybe that's still like a real friendship where those guys, you know, Sean is really there for Corey. He's famous in his own right. He doesn't need Corey's money or fame or anything like that. And I hope so, because I just think it's really sad when, and part of it is because I feel a little bit of this myself from when I was younger. You know, just like, you really, really want people to like you. You really want to have friends. And you can't always tell if they like you or if they like being around you because of what being around you provides. Yeah, I mean, look, this song is okay, right? It's not good. It's more fleshed out than any song I've put out, so there is something to that. And if he enjoyed himself, right, if he's enjoying making music and expressing for the sake of it, who cares, right? It doesn't have to be commercially successful. If you enjoy making music, you can afford to do it, and you have a good time, then who cares, right? Art is art. You can express yourself. It doesn't have to be commercially viable. Now, if you want to be a rock star, which he does, then you might have to come to terms with reality at some point. But, you know, I think it's great that he was going for it. I hope, you know, I hope he gets the sort of support that he needs. Not just that he wants, necessarily, but that he needs, right? Sometimes that's people telling you no. People telling you it's not safe for you to do this. People telling you, don't wear your jeans and belt in bed. Those sorts of things. Corey, if you're watching this, I will be your friend. I will tell you to stop dressing like Michael Jackson in public because that gives a bad image to people. And I'll have pancakes with you. But I will not get up early. 10 a.m., 10:30. That's when we start the day. Okay, so anyway, this was a fun one, right? It was interesting. It was unique, certainly different than most of what I have done. And I think it was worth doing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment or something. I always appreciate hearing about it. But I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. Be good to each other. Drink lots of water. And don't talk to cops.